Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? I hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump made his first public speech at America Fest, Turning Point USA here in Phoenix, Arizona. It was amazing. He came out swinging. He went after the open border. He went after the warmongers. He went after Biden. He went after woke. Everything woke goes to garbage. Ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to play some of those clips. Let's hang out. Please do me a big Christmas favor. Give the video a thumbs up. Give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed with bell notifications on. And leave a comment letting me know what is the thing that you are most excited about Trump coming back? What's the thing that you are looking forward to more than anything else? Like one of his policies that you're like, I can't wait. Let me know in the comments and let's get started. So I was there. I saw the entire thing and it was an hour and a half. The speech was an hour and a half long. But what's amazing about what happened was I was like, how am I going to break everything down for my, for my audience? And the Gateway Pundit did something amazing. They actually broke down the highlights of the speech. Like my favorite parts are all here. And here's the first one. Whoa, what is this? Okay, here's the first one. Let's watch this one.
And woke has to stop because along with everything else, it's destroying our country. We're going to stop woke. Woke is bullshit.
See, that right there, as a father of 4 girls, one of my things that I'm most excited for is getting back to normal. Bring the J6ers. I believe the first part of business that Trump has to do is release the J6ers. They got to go home. What's been happening to them is wrong, and they need to sue the Biden administration and people that did that. But the wokeness, it's got to go. We got to get rid of it.
As an example, in addition to the military bases, I understand they want to now rename 14 ships. We want to rename them. Some of these ships have had a great and glorious past. They want to take the name off and put another name down. Oh, I can imagine whose name they're going to put up. Not going to happen with me. It's not happening with me, I can promise you that. The actions I have described today are just a small preview of the common sense revolution, because that's what I call it, a common sense revolution that's coming soon to America, to a theater near you, right? But it's coming to you through your president, Donald J. Trump. The people have given us their trust, and in return, we're going to give them the best day one, the biggest first week, and the most extraordinary first 100 days of any president in American history.
The October 15th deadline has passed. Are you prepared?
Is my computer over here heating? Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Something. I got to make sure something weird's happening. Oh, yeah, I think it's my just computer. Okay. Now, let's continue. So that was the first thing, right? Trump came out. Here's something else that he talked about. And so he's talking about here in this one about the stock market. But I almost forgot. Before I continue, ladies and gentlemen, I got to give a big shout out to the sponsor of the live and the channel overall, my good friend Matthew Geiger and his company, Verity Metals. Ladies and gentlemen, gold and silver. This is constitutional money. This is real money right here in my hands. I am holding a 1-ounce American silver eagle. This is real money. This is constitutional money, and Verity Metals helps you protect your IRAs, your 401ks, your retirement plans, and your cash savings. And you can get free silver on qualifying orders when you tell Matthew that Vlad sent you. So go to veritymetals.com or call him at 480-717-9081. And don't forget to ask him about his self-storage IRA options. That is right. He can help you self-store your IRAs with physical gold and silver so that you will have access to it anytime you want. Links down below in the description. Again, mention me, get free silver. Let's continue. So here's another one where he talks about the economy.
And for all of us standing before you today, I can proudly proclaim that the golden age of America is upon us. It is. It's going to be a golden age. There's a spirit that we have now that we didn't have just a short while ago. Sadly, we didn't have. Well, who the hell can have spirit? Watching women get beat up in a boxing ring? I don't think that's spirit, right? We're going to end that one quick. We're going to.
And what's crazy is at the Olympics, they allowed biological men to get in a ring with biological women, put on boxing gloves, and beat the brakes off the women. And we just stood there. And then Joe Biden and his administration actually were like, oh, equality. Wait, and before I continue playing the video, here's what bothers me the most. When these so-called feminists are like women's rights equals rights, but then they're okay with a woman dressed up as a man getting in a ring and beating the brakes off a woman. It's crazy.
Ended very quickly. We're going to end that one very quickly. Since the election, the stock market has broken one record after another. The biggest gain of stock market after an election in history. That's a good sign. In a single month, small business optimism soared 41 points, which is a record. That's a record. Bitcoin has surged to an all-time record high of $108,000. Congratulations. Congratulations. And just last week, in an overwhelming statement of confidence in our leadership, the CEO of SoftBank, a very highly respected man in Asia, Masayoshi Son, you probably saw it, announced that he will be investing, and only because I won the election, he made that clear, only because he has confidence in the United States, between $100 billion and $200 billion. And he's going to be investing. It's equal to about 100,000 jobs at least.
That's right. So when Trump won, the stock market went through the roof, number one. Number two, Bitcoin went up. Yeah, Bitcoin's down a little bit right now, but it always goes down before Christmas and New Year's. But it hit an all-time high the morning after Trump won. And it kept going and going and going. It hit over $100,000 within a week of Trump winning. The stock market jumped up over 35%. But SoftBank, the CEO of SoftBank, and I actually covered this when it happened last week. He flew to Mar-a-Lago. And he said, I am investing $100 billion into the United States. And with it, I will be creating at least 100,000 brand new jobs. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump is not even the sitting president yet. He is president-elect, and he's already getting more investments than Joe Biden from out of country. And he's already, new jobs are about to be here. It's amazing. I mean, Trump, and imagine what he is going to be able to do once he is already in. It's going to be amazing.
And all over the world, people are investing now. They're starting the investments, and it's going to be a beautiful thing with the jobs. But they're calling it the Trump effect because even before taking office, we're already bringing in the jobs and opportunity and safety and common sense back to the USA. We're bringing common sense back. Maybe that's the most important thing.
I want to kind of say, I'm not a big Bitcoin guy, but if Trump goes after Bitcoin, he would be a dictator. Let me explain. Bitcoin is the only currency in the world that no government controls or no bank controls. It is controlled by the Bitcoin holders. That's it. No government can they can't track it. They can't take it from you. When the truckers in Canada were protesting and they did a GoFundMe, and then the government of GoFundMe took and then the government of Canada took away their banks and the GoFundMe and shut down the banks of the truckers. The only way that people from all over the world were able to send them money and fund their protest was through cryptocurrency. That's the only way. Cryptocurrency is good when there's no war. It's good when we have electricity and internet. That's why I say be diverse. Have some gold and silver, have some stock, have some Bitcoin, have some cash. Diverse. You never know how things are going to go. I see this comment. What do you think about Black Jesus? I believe in Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. Now, whether he's black, white, he's a Jew, he's a Jewish man. What color is he? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. He died for all, whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, yellow, purple, green. The Lord Jesus Christ loves you and died for you. Yes, Bitcoin goes up and down depending on, like, if let's say someone comes in and buys $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin goes up. And then let's say they sell it and convert it into cash, value goes down because there's less cash in it. It's just like America's economy. It booms when there's money in it. It goes down when other countries pull their money. Kind of like with Trump. Trump's not even president yet. Other countries are running to America to invest in America, meaning our economy is about to go up. Under Joe Biden, other governments were afraid to invest in our country, and they weren't investing.
I think common sense is the most important thing, but not only are we seeing it at home, but we're seeing it abroad as well. The European Union is suddenly talking about buying vast quantities of natural, American, beautiful natural gas is beautiful, and it's very inexpensive. It's a lot less expensive than windmills all over the place. A lot less expensive. But I've informed Mexico and Canada that they will have to step up and stop the illegal aliens and illegal drugs from pouring into our country. Have to stop. And that goes for the European Union, and it goes for many other places. European Union's treated us very, very badly. We have hundreds of billions of dollars with deficits. They don't take our cars. They don't take our agricultural product, but we take theirs. And they've got to be careful. They can't treat us that way. They're not going to be treating us that way for long, that I can tell you.
Do I think Trump will say it? I don't know. Here's what I can say. I know that Russia last year found, in the middle of Siberia, they found a church that was underground. They got out the pictures of the saints and Mary. And this is what Russian Federation is saying. All the saints were colored black. Now, I was born in Kyrgyzstan, former Soviet Union country. It is an independent country since the Soviet Union collapsed.
Because we're not going to let them turn the United States into a dumping ground. We're not going to let it happen. We pay Canada in subsidies and deficits over $150 billion a year. And you say, why are we doing that? Why are we paying Canada $150 billion? Essentially, we're paying Canada. And we love Canada. I have so many friends. I love Canada. I love it. But why are we spending $150 billion on Canada? Yet Canada allows people and drugs to flood in through our northern border. You know, we have a northern border that's not doing so well either. Likewise, people are coming in from Mexico in numbers that have never, ever been seen before. We had 21 million people come in over the past 4 years. Think of that, 21 million people. And you see a lot of these people should not be here. They come from mental institutions and prisons from all over the world, not just South America. Hundreds of thousands more are racing to get across before January 20th. You got to see it. And I was very strong with Mexico. I spoke to the new president, who was lovely, wonderful woman, and President Sheinbaum, wonderful woman, actually. But I said, you can't do this to our country. We're not going to take it anymore. You can't do it. But I've informed Mexico that it just cannot continue. We're not going to let it continue. The United States has lost 300,000 people a year. Think of that. I don't know. I mean, how many people, everybody you meet said, I lost my daughter, I lost my son to drugs, to fentanyl, mostly to fentanyl, but to drugs. Families are being destroyed, and we're going to stop it. We're not going to let that happen.
And this, I'm going to take this down. We're going to go back and watch a couple more clips, but I want to say this, ladies and gentlemen. Airborne poet. Yes. Yes. Thank you. You remember, this was 4 years ago. But Trump just talked about the fentanyl issue. I had a friend, right? I remember we grew up together. We went to school together. And then about 15, 16 years ago, he got really hard into methamphetamines. He fell, he was addicted. He wasn't just addicted, he was crazy. He was violent. He was aggressive, where his parents were afraid of him. And he's a few years, like 6 years older than me. He was, his parents were afraid of him. I mean, this dude, like, I believe everyone can change, but sometimes there are those people, you look at them and you're like, this person's going to be like that forever. He was one of those. It's like nothing you could say or do for him. He's just all out there. Let me get rid of this dude. All right. He was just stuck in his ways. Well, 10 years ago, he gets sober. He gets clean. He gets sober. He goes to a halfway house. There he meets a girl that's also getting clean and sober. They start dating. They go to NA and AA meetings together. They go to treatment together. They start dating. They get married. They have 2 kids. They have a son. A few years later, they have a daughter. He's working. He just bought a house a couple years ago. This past July, he was celebrating his 10-year sober. Well, at the end of August 2024, him and his wife get into a huge argument. He goes out, gets drunk, and while he's drunk, he's like, I'm going to smoke meth. He never did downers. He was never a heroin or a pills guy. He thought he was going to go and, smoke some meth. And the point is, you can't die from meth overdose. It almost never happens. Never almost happens. It's almost impossible. He took his first hit. He died in the car. They found him 4 days later. Leaves behind a wife, a 5-year-old son, and on his funeral day, his daughter turned 2. Did he overdose? No. What's an overdose? It's when you overdose of something you knew what you were taking. He was poisoned because there was fentanyl in that meth. If he was taking fentanyl, knowing he's taking fentanyl, that's an overdose. But when you are given one thing, even if it's an illegal substance, but it's another one that you did not want or intend, that right there is poison. You were poisoned. Yes. It was, by the way, John Flick, congratulations. Over a decade clean of everything. I also went through some stuff in my teens, my late teens. But yeah, man, congratulations. 11 years now. I also went through some terrible times. But yeah, he thought he was taking one thing, it was something else. And this is, I've heard of stories of teenagers passing away after smoking marijuana. They thought they were smoking marijuana. It was laced with fentanyl. I heard of cocaine addicts and heroin addicts, but then when they do an autopsy after they died, it was fentanyl. This is strategic warfare, I believe, is by the CCP to take down the future generation of the United States. By the way, this all ends in 28 days, 17 hours, 52 minutes, and 57 seconds. On my phone, I have the countdown to the moment Trump is sworn in. And I look at it every day, several times a day. And we're going to go to, where is this one? This is, we're going to, here, where is she? This one it? No, hold on. What happened? Hold on. The one we're going to watch, it's a sad one, but we have to. We have to know the reality of what we're living in.
We're joined today by Patty Morin, the mother of Rachel Morin, who you know all about, a beautiful mother of 5 who was murdered by an illegal alien monster who entered our country under the open border policies of the Biden administration. Your borders are always not too good. Your borders are, that was not Tom Homan, I can tell you. But Patty, those days are over and they will soon be over. I hope we're just not going to have, how can you say never again, but we're going to have as few as possible. It's going to be rough, and it's going to be rough for the ones that do that kind of damage to you and to our country. Where is Patty? Is she here someplace? I just want to thank her. Hi, Patty. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you, Larry. Do you want to come up for a second, Patty? Huh? Do you want to come up? I had lunch with Patty, and she suffered greatly. I said, let me help you with your eyes, because I want to help her with her eyes. She has an eye situation that can be fixed with some medical help. Many of them can't be fixed. I said, Patty, get your eyes taken care of. I'll take care of it. Just get it done. I hope you got it done. Did you have them done yet? Did you have it done yet, Patty? That's great. Oh, okay.
Think about this. Have you ever heard of a story of Joe Biden going out of his way to help somebody? To help somebody, right? Let's out of all the families that were injured because of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in the last 4 years, have you heard of them ever going out and helping the family of victims? Never. Never. Even the 13 soldiers that died in Kabul, Afghanistan, during the most embarrassing withdrawal in world history, any military, all the families of all 13 fallen say Joe Biden never called, never said anything. It's crazy.
Oh, good. She's going to get them done in January. Good.
Thank you. Thank you. The first time I met President Trump in person, he invited us to lunch, my attorney and I. And to be honest, I didn't do anything. I just sat there. I didn't really speak because I wanted to watch the man and listen to what he had to say and what his conversation was like, because I knew he wasn't a politician, but I knew that he had been president before, and I wanted to see if he was a real, authentic man who actually cared for the American people. And so I watched him. I watched how he interacted. I also watched how much his staff really respected him and how much his staff loved working for him. But the thing that changed the way that I looked at him as a person was I realized that he was a dad, that he was a grandfather. And when you spoke to him, you could see in his eyes that he genuinely cared about his fellow human being. But the thing I appreciate the most is that he heard the cries of a mother. And he cared. And he made a promise that he was going to protect us and that he was going to help us. And that's all you can ask from your president, but also just from a fellow human being. And so I personally, I am so honored to know this man and to think of you as a friend.
Thank you very much. She's been through hell. Who wouldn't be? I mean, so many people, so many, I call them angel moms, and they go through hell. And many of them say it doesn't get any better, but we have to hope it does get better.
Yeah. So those were the three that I thought we needed to, look. First one was what? Right, the first clip. We're done with the woke BS. We're done with the woke mob. We're done with the woke nonsense garbage. That's number one. Number two, we are done. We are done with the open borders and countries taking advantage of us. We are done with just being a country where economically we're failing. We're the United States of America. We are the greatest country this world has ever seen. And three, we're getting a president who cares for the people. And let us all be motivated to be like Trump, right? And I believe after he got shot at the second time, I believe the Lord changed him. He's a softer man. You could tell by his speech, he's changed. He looks at the bigger picture now of how he can, it's hard to explain in words, but you could see that the Lord is doing his work in his life, and he cares for people. For the last 4 years, we've had a president and vice president. You couldn't say that. You couldn't say, hey, he cares for the people. He cares for the homeless, for the addicted, for the poor, for the widow, for the ones that buried their children. You couldn't say that. But now, ladies, let's see what the update is on the clock. 28 days, 17 hours, 44 minutes, and 34, 33, 32 seconds. And with every passing second, we are getting closer to American greatness, the comeback of the greatest country the Lord has ever made. And that's about it. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow morning, I am going to have Eric Rice on my live here on this channel. You don't want to miss this. Who is Eric Rice? Well, just 2 weeks ago, he was a guest at Real American Voices with Steve Bannon to talk about the economy, to talk about the dollar, to talk about, Trump's first presidency and second presidency and the economy. This guy is huge in the banking system the cryptocurrency and real estate. Also, he used to have a YouTube channel with about 300,000 subscribers, but he started talking about a certain thing that came around in 2020, the mandated jab, and they had to take him down. So he's going to be here tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the live with him tomorrow. Either join the live or it's going to be up so you can watch it whenever. I think, if you want to hear from someone who's in the financial realm of how you can use these next 4 years for your and your family's financial benefit, I think this will be great. We're also going to talk about, the big pharma and stuff like that. You don't want to miss it. With that being said, I love each and every one of you. Thank you. Go have a great evening. Go get a midnight snack. Have a good sleep. Christmas is almost here. I don't know if you're ready, or I guess I'm kind of ready. God bless you. See you in the next one. MAGA.